Om Shanti Shanti.
Yeah, meditation to experience spirituality is, of course, the most direct way. It's the most not just common, but generally effective way. If you have 1,000 people who want to experience spirituality and you have one cookie cutter answer to give all 1,000 of them, absolutely meditation is the answer to give them. But there's also, thankfully, because see, the catch-22 of that is, if you don't believe in spirituality, it's hard to get people to meditate. If I don't believe that there is something, it's going to be really hard for you to convince me to spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour of my time. And the mind is also very, very cunning, very smart in its own way. And if I sit down to meditate telling myself this whole thing is such a joke, I'm just doing it to make my daughter happy, and you sit there and you close your eyes and you count the seconds so that you can know when 15 minutes is up or 20 minutes is up, and you're doing your 1001, 1002, 1003 the whole time, or you're trying to make a list and remember all the things you've got to do when you get into the office that day, or whatever it may be. You can prevent meditation from happening. And fortunately, the grace is there in such a way that even without meditation, that grace is present. And so there's many, many other possibilities for people to at least experience enough that they might be open to meditation. In order to sit for meditation, people have to either be moving toward something, spirituality, God, or they have to be moving away from something, depression, stress, high blood pressure. Fortunately today we've got doctors saying, you should meditate. So we're actually entering a beautiful realm of people sitting down to meditate who may not necessarily be spiritually inclined, but they're doing it because their cardiologist has told them to. But it has to be either moving towards something, so there is this thing of spirituality and I want to have it, so I'm going to meditate. Or I've got so much stress, so much depression, so much misery, whatever it may be, and I've been told that meditation is the answer, and so I'm going to try. But if I don't have one or the other, if I'm not actively moving towards something or actively aware of suffering from something, people are very busy these days. We've made ourselves very busy. We've created a world of emergencies. Everything has become an emergency. Everything has become immediate. Part of it we've been brainwashed by our devices that are constantly binging and pinging and beeping. And so it's created a world in which it's got to be now, immediately. That bing means look at it. That beep means do this. And so to get people who aren't actively moving towards something or away from something to meditate is sometimes difficult. But if we can get them either to accept the fact that they're suffering, even if not in an experience of total misery, but to accept that they've got some stress, to accept that they've got, any aspect in their life that they would like not to have, desires, expectations, frustrations, there's a body of literature that meditation is the answer. And that body is growing. And so soon we're going to get to a point of being able to say, okay, no problem. But do you have high blood pressure? Do you have cholesterol? Do you have diabetes? Meditation's for you. And that's bringing us into a beautiful place of being able to touch people who didn't necessarily have a spiritual quest. But until that, we've got this beautiful grace that touches us in so many ways, in so many places, whether we know to sit and meditate or we don't know. Grace is always there.